What's going on, guys? My name is 2cents and I am back with another video regarding Telltale's The Walking Dead franchise, and this time it's going to be on a character from The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, Eleanor. Was she with the New Frontier? Is there some validity to this argument given the new information that we have today? Well, stick around, and if you enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's hop into it. Now, I understand that this game came out 6 years ago, but it's that particular reason as to why I want to pose this theory now. Given the amount of information that we received on the amount of content that was cut from The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, there is a really good premise for why Eleanor might have been a traitor, and why, specifically, she could have been a member of the New Frontier. Now, part of why this theory works is timing. We know that Eleanor was a part of Prescott for a while, but we don't exactly know how long she was with them. Part of my theory would have to be that Eleanor was with the New Frontier in the very early stages, particularly when Joan most likely was the founding member of the group. This would be before David, before Lingard, and possibly before Clint. I am speculating, so take a lot of this with a grain of salt if you have to. With the New Frontier being in an early stage of development, it would make sense for Joan to want to expand her forces by infiltrating communities, which we later on find out is the case. Eleanor could have easily been a spy for the New Frontier. We do know that the New Frontier were aware of the existence of Prescott, considering Ava does tell Clementine to find it in her flashback. And given Joan's influence over the armed forces of the New Frontier, it wouldn't be so hard to believe that she would plant spies into other communities in order to weaken them. It's not like there's a shortage of traitors in the Walking Dead game, so this is definitely possible. But why Eleanor? Out of all the people that Joan has at her disposal, why her? Why this reliable, kind, soft-spoken, foxy, sorry, got a little carried away there. So, why Eleanor exactly? Well, it could be because there's a stronger connection between these characters than we think. Remember when I mentioned that there was cut content from The Walking Dead Season 3? Well, it just so happens that some of that cut content involved both Eleanor and Joan. It was later confirmed by creative director Alyssa Finley that Eleanor was originally supposed to be Joan's daughter. What? I don't know, man. Bro, this is a genuine reaction, and I still can't believe it to this day. I found this out like 2 days ago, and I just don't understand. But it makes so much sense when you think about it. Joan would probably trust her own daughter more than anyone, given that she would have similar character traits. I mean, when you think about it, Eleanor and Joan are quite similar, considering how their characters were introduced. They both had this very kind demeanor that kept you off guard, quite deceptive, which in Joan's case, it was. So what was the plan? Here's my take on it. Joan tasks her daughter, Eleanor, to spy on the people of Prescott. She becomes part of the community by earning the trust of the people as their doctor, and even forms an intimate relationship, thus hiding her true intentions indefinitely. With their trust, she gains access to their weapons, food supply, and medicine, exploiting Prescott's vulnerabilities and occasionally sneaking out of the town to relay this information to her mother. Eleanor did know about the rear gate in Prescott, so she must have known the outline of the town very well. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to get Clem and Javier out. The same method could have been used for a secret meetup with her mother, Joan. Also, before the climactic scene at the start of episode 2, Eleanor leaves after tending to Kate's wounds, and is just gone for a significant amount of time. Where does she go? Well, remember when Francine got captured by the New Frontier and was held hostage? How do you think that happened? Well, Eleanor could have led Francine right into a trap and used the rear gate to avoid Trip when they went out on the horses. Of course, she would have had to have known in advance that the New Frontier was going to attack Prescott. Okay, fast forwarding to episode 3. We know that eventually Kate and Eleanor get separated when she leaves Kate in the car, and Eleanor just ends up getting captured by the New Frontier. Okay, there are two questions that we can ask here. First, why didn't they shoot Eleanor in sight the second she got over there? And two, how in the world could she not tell that they were a part of the New Frontier? At least her reaction is different when she's being told by Trip that the people that took her were the New Frontier.
They're New Frontier.
Oh my god.
Oh, you ain't even heard the worst part yet. One of them's his brother.
I'm not buying that reaction. I think Eleanor knew very well. She seems bright enough to understand when there's a threat and when there isn't one. Also, we are aware that the New Frontier have a signature brand that separates them from other groups. And if you look at the way that the New Frontier soldiers are presented, they have brands on their necks, their hands, or even on their clothing. So they make it abundantly clear who they are. You'd have to convince me that Eleanor was blind for her to be that oblivious to their brands. I mean, come on, the brands are right there. You're telling me Eleanor can carry a gun, ride a horse, fix open wounds, but she can't notice a bunch of weird looking blemishes? I find that hard to believe. Eleanor was also treated relatively well by the New Frontier after they were brought in, but that could just be because Dr. Lingard vouched for her. As far as my theory goes from here, Eleanor was a lot more capable of slipping more intel to her mother Joan, which could have led to Eleanor's eventual betrayal. But that is my theory. As far as things go, Eleanor was still a pretty well put together character. It just seemed like there was a lot more to her that we didn't know. And like I said from the beginning, considering the amount of content that wasn't included in the final game, it really forces a lot of us to speculate about who she really was. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Eleanor was a part of the New Frontier? Do you think that this was a good theory? Do you think that this video was a complete waste of your time? Well, if you have something to say, please drop it in the comment section below. I would love to hear stuff from you guys. I definitely plan on doing another video like this in the future. I still have to do my what could have been video. I might do that on Eleanor as well, expanding upon what I think Eleanor should have been, as opposed to what my predictions were regarding her role in this game. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I will see all of you in the next one with some brand new content. 2 cents. Out.